Here to take us through some fantastic fromage. Please welcome our cheese expert, Afrim Pristine. How you doing, Afrim?
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you.
I was just saying earlier, you probably hear every cheese joke, don't you? Like the big cheese.
I
like,
cut the cheese. How do I cut every one of them I've heard? You're right. You're right.
And today we're going through, I mean, I guess a lot of people do, they go to the grocery store, they go, to the cheese boutique, and they sort of stick to the same types of cheese.
For sure.
Right.
We've had customers for 20 years coming every day, the same day, buying the same cheese, so on and so forth. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
But what we're going to do is we're going to, guess, sort of expand your palate.
That's it.
Right?
Let's expose people to some different cheeses.
Absolutely. Okay, let's start. And our first one we have right here, we have our everyday cheddar.
This is our everyday cheddar, which is... I always have at least 250 grams of this in my fridge.
Always, okay.
Always. I mean, it's different. You can put it on, grate it on pasta.
Yeah.
In a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
And then kind of to get away from that, let's go over here and look at...
What should we be looking at?
I brought my cheese tie today.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. That's a cheesy tie.
I haven't, though. See? It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
Yeah,
so, Monterey Jack, and I found it on here. Here, look, Jack cheese.
You got Jack cheese in there.
How cool is that? So, a little bit more refined, a bit more moisture in the Monterey Jack. Tortillas, right?
Okay.
Quesadillas.
Okay.
I think cheese is great just to eat on its own.
Yes.
But what else? I love versatility in cheeses, and that for sure.
And if you're doing like a mac and cheese, you'd think...
Phenomenal.
Is this a sharper flavor?
It's a sharper flavor, but it's a bit more buttery. It's not as granular and salty like a cheddar would be sometimes.
Okay. And then for the cheddar, now I know I always just go and I always go for the oldest, thinking that it's going to have more flavor. Is that the case?
More often, yeah. I mean, with age, it's just like people, right? When we get older, we get smarter and we get wiser and we get better.
We sure do, don't we?
That's it.
Absolutely.
So the same is for cheese, like wine too, right? Wine needs time to evolve.
Right.
So does cheese.
Okay, so that's a good point. Yeah, because I always just go for that. So what's the next one that we have here?
Okay, next
mozzarella.
Mozzarella. Okay. Plain old mozzarella, not boring mozzarella, but good plain old mozzarella.
Has a good stretch to it. Pizza.
And what's better in a sandwich? Honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe
we could go
Fontina.
Fontina. I don't know Fontina.
And this is an Italian Fontina. This one in particular is called Under the Tuscan Sun.
Under the what? Under the Tuscan Sun?
Under the Tuscan Sun. How romantic is that?
Well, there you go, Fontina.
Now, I discovered this. I was in Tuscany a few months back in Florence, having the best lunch of my life. And this is something the Fiorentinas, the Tuscans, they have throughout their meal. Big lunch, like a 3-hour lunch is huge in Florence.
Nothing wrong with that.
You will find, you'll start off with a piece of cheese like this, and there'll be scraps. There'll be about that much.
Wow, so you just eat the whole thing?
I love
while that's there, why not?
We've been talking about cheese. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So that's Under the Tuscan Sun, an Italian Fontina.
And very light.
And very light. A little kind of zip to it right at the end. But great in a risotto, in a polenta. Very traditional rustic Italian dishes. That's awesome.
And now, is this like a good melting, stringy kind of cheese?
Absolutely.
So it'll have the same properties, so to speak, of mozzarella.
It's kind of like mozzarella on steroids.
Oh. There you go.
How's that?
Okay. Okay, so what's the next one we have? We have Swiss.
And I know you're a fan.
Love Swiss.
Okay, so we have the standard Swiss Emmental, got the nice big hole in it.
Yeah. Oh, can I ask you that?
Of course.
That's one thing I've always wanted. Do you know, why are there holes? I don't know that. I've always wanted to know that. Yeah? You guys want to know?
It's a very, very common question. It's such a boring answer.
Oh, no, I want it to be exotic.
It's such a... I'm trying.
Okay.
It's natural in the milk. I mean, Emmental is a process, too, on how the cheese is made. And Gouda is a style of cheese and how it's made.
Okay. Is it just an air bubble?
It's natural. It's natural in the milk and the procedure of the cheese. Oh, I wish it was more entertaining than that. But,
I'll buy that. Okay.
But the people who make it are a riot.
They're fine people.
That's it. That's it.
So, okay, if we really love Swiss, where can we expand?
So Swiss with steroids becomes this right here.
Wow, and what is this?
So this is a cave-aged Swiss.
Cave? No, like literally cave-aged.
I've been into the caves in Kaltbach.
Wow.
Emmental, my Swiss German is not so good. Emmental is a valley in Switzerland. And there's a mountain called the Kaltbach Mountain where they age this wheel of cheese. And this wheel is it's probably 5 times the size of that. Or that's about a quarter of the wheel.
Okay.
There's over 20,000 wheels aging.
In a cave?
In a cave. Like, literally, you open the door and you walk into this mountain.
Wow.
It's pretty
That's
interesting.
A cave you wouldn't mind being stuck in now, is
absolutely,
it? You know? Yeah.
with a big jug of wine, for sure, for sure. But that's natural. It is a cave-aged Swiss, much more developed, much more refined. I wouldn't do too much to this, to eat it on its own.
I was going to say, is this a cheese you just want to have just on its own and just enjoy
less
that?
is more sometimes,
less is more,
right?
okay.
That is great on its own. Very nutty.
Oh, nutty. You said that and all of a sudden got nutty.
Yeah. Is that me or the cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to go for
nice.
this. Very nice.
And last but not least.
Yes.
Okay.
The Parm.
Well, is the best cheese in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. End of story. End of story. And my mother would kill me if I didn't say that. So this is a 1-year-old Parmesan. What else are you going to grate into your pasta?
You know, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What else? Well,